Good evening. My name is Umar Isa Dandago. While politics in Nigeria is never short of drama, strategy, and high-stakes negotiations, as 2027 draws closer, debates are already heating up, from zoning formulas to the future of the Muslim-Muslim ticket, and possible alliances between opposition heavyweights, on the one hand like Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, and rumors of a return to the ruling party by Kwankwaso. Well, the Muslim-Muslim ticket was successful, as you can remember, for the ruling APC in 2023, but will it be a viable combination in 2027? But even in the victory terms, has the APC's Muslim-Muslim administration caused more harm than good? At the center of some of these high-stake intrigues are voices within the ruling All Progressives Congress who insist that inclusivity, fairness, and strategic thinking are key if the party must retain power. One such voice is my guest tonight, Dominic Alancha, a Reverend, an APC chieftain, a public affairs analyst, and president of the Northern Ethnic Nationality Forum, a national coordinator of the concerned APC stakeholders. Tonight, we'll be diving deeply into his views on 2027, national security, economy, internal politics of the APC, and what Nigeria should expect in the coming years. Welcome to the Pop Show. Well, Dominic Alancha joins me right here, right now in the studio. Thank you so very much indeed for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I really feel honored to host you in the studio, and there's a lot of interesting issues to talk about. As someone personally deeply interested in religion, someone who taught at Islamic school back then, I'm happy that you have a religious background and you are even a reverend, and that means a lot in the conversation that we're going to be discussing. At the same time, you are a political analyst and a member of the ruling party, the party that is accused seriously of setting Nigeria back decades economically, more hardship, terrible stuff are happening in the country. Before we come to that, as a politician, would you take responsibility for the moral degradation of our people, that politics has done more harm than good to especially young people in Nigeria? Looking at it both from a political perspective and from a religious point of view, do you think politicians are to blame, should bear some responsibility for creating problems in our society?
Well, if you said that, the question that will I take responsibility?
Personally,
and no.
Okay.
I don't take responsibility because in my almost 40-something years of life, I've not had any I've not held any responsible, as in positions that delegate such responsibility to me. You know, that's why I say personally, I won't take responsibility.
But generally,
as a politician, I think that politicians need to own up. They need to take responsibility for the situation we have found this country in. Because, like I always tell people that politicians have the opportunity, you know, of making impact positively, because the resources is their disposal, you know, for them to, you know, appropriate accordingly and the way they want it. But if you look at our country today, I will tell you that our politicians have not been able to manage the responsibility that has been delegated to them by the people in terms of managing our resources, in terms of managing both our social capital, you know, when you talk of morals. And again, the religious institutions, you know, are not also left out. The church, the mosques, you know, because that is where, you form the basis for our morality. Teachings, values, principles are taught us in our churches, in our mosques, on how to live our life of honesty, life of integrity, life of transparency, and stuff like that. And as politicians, if you are coming, taking responsibility, to stand for election, and you are elected by the people, we should see those values that are being taught, that you are being taught of in your church, in your mosques, being expressed in the public place. And that is why I am particularly involved in a movement called marketplace evangelism.
What does that mean?
Yeah, marketplace evangelism. We encourage people to live the life out there in your offices, like this is your office. Let people see certain values in you, certain principles in you that will attract them even to God, that will, make them believe that you are a man of integrity. Let them see the integrity in you. Let them see the honesty in you. You don't need to tell person I'm a honest person. You don't need to tell person I'm a man of integrity. The way you live your life will demonstrate to them, or will show to them, whether you are a man of integrity or not.
Would you feel concerned when a Christian demonstrates all those values, but then does not attribute them to the religion of Christianity, but say these are global values? In America, there are liberal people, there are secular people who are honest, who are transparent, who have all those qualities, but do not identify as practicing devout Christians.
Exactly, and that is why
somebody must identify as a Christian.
And that is why we say that the issue of certain values is not only to our religion. There are people that are traditionalists today in this country, that if you go to them, you keep your phone with them, you will come back and meet it where it is. That is a value. That is a principle that they have imbibed, that they know that faking something that does not belong to you is a crime and it's not good. Okay, so it's not really about until when you are a Christian or a Muslim, or when you identify with those two religious institutions, that you begin to demonstrate this. Anyway, in China today, in North Korea today, in some of these, Asian countries, they don't even believe in your Muhammad or in your Jesus. But they have values, inside of them that teaches them, some of this.
The North Koreans are said to be worshipping their leader, the strong man, Kim Jong-un. Some of them in Southeast Asian countries are Buddhists. There are not many Christians, in fact, in those places. So, okay, as a politician, do you believe that politicians what manipulate the religions? Okay, what can you say about how politicians are using the religion to champion the hearts and minds of the people when it comes to election?
Well, it's evidently clear to us how politicians use the instrument of religion to manipulate the people. In 2023, a presidential election, the Muslim ticket that was used, there are a lot of religious scholars, both Christians and Muslims, whether for or against, that have used that, religion to say, no, this is, for those in support, they will say this will advance our religion. For those against, they will say, no, this will be against our religion. But is it really so? It's not really so. But again, if you look at, the two dominant religion in this country, I feel, on my own, this is my own personal view, that there should be balance, in whatever we do. But I don't believe that one religion has the power to eliminate the other in this country, given where we have come, and where we are today as a nation.
Okay.
Because Nigeria is a secular state, whether we like it or not, it's a secular state, and we must give, a place for both religion to exist side by side. But
so
our people have hypocrisy.
It's hypocrisy when people say Nigeria is not a secular state, or when people say that religion plays a vital role in the affairs of the country.
In reality, Nigeria is a secular state. Okay.
What in theory? In reality?
In theory. Okay. But in reality, you see, our religion playing, for example, You don't go to advanced climb and start setting government meeting with prayers.
Okay.
But here, when we come for a meeting, we'll say a Christian should pray, a Muslim should pray.
Is that a problem?
Well, for me, it's not really a problem.
As a man of
But
God,
that tells
you see it
you
as a
how
problem.
involved
Mhm.
our religion is, even in our government institutions.
And is
You know, if you go to some places, go to federal secretariat, you see them when they are supposed to be working, they are holding prayer meeting by 12. Christians are playing their music by 1 o'clock. Muslim, they have a corner where they carve out for their prayers. Religion is a personal thing. That is my personal belief. It's between you and your God. So don't bring it to our public space, you know, and begin to whip up those religious sentiments. It won't help us as a nation. It won't help you as an individual.
You sound like a secular person who believes that religion should be relegated to the churches and the mosques.
Oh yes, religion.
That's a problem.
It's not a problem. Religion should be relegated to the church, you know, and to the mosques. Do you know why? Because when we go out there, my personal belief, and that is why I said I'm a Christ-like follower. I follow Christ. Okay, I don't follow churches. And when you follow Christ, you need to demonstrate the lifestyle that Christ is teaching you in the secret, in the public.
No, you still sound confusing. Not confused.
No, I'm not sounding confusing. Maybe you are not understanding.
The problem is that you earlier said that people should exhibit qualities and values wherever they are.
Wherever they are.
And now you said religions should be relegated to churches and mosques.
When I say no, it's not a contradiction. When I said that religion, okay, when we are talking of religion now, your idea is Christian, Muslims, in fact, Christian and Muslim in Nigeria.
Yes.
In the context of Nigeria, we're talking of Christianity and Islam.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that is what you are saying. You know, that should Christianity and Islam, you know, religion be relegated to the church? Of course, it's the church that you practice Christianity.
So when someone practices Christianity at the office, for example, the example you gave of National Secretariat, when some people carve out a space and doing their own practice, you seemed not to be comfortable with that.
Yes, because even my Bible says that give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and to God what belongs to God. You don't take the time that you are supposed to use, your productive time, to advance the economy of the country and turn it to a prayer meeting. When we want to hold prayer meeting, we should go back to our churches and pray. And like I said, religion is personal. Why not you take it to your house, you know, and do your prayer in your house? You understand? Instead of, you know,
during the working hours, Christians should not
be having services. You know, not just services.
Services.
You know, in their
during
offices.
the daytime.
You understand?
So where should we hold?
That's why we have churches.
So they should go out to the churches. What if there is no church nearby?
Well, look, let me tell you. You see, you are a Muslim, right?
I am.
Yes.
And I'm
now your Islam has taught you that you must pray 5 times in a day. Okay? But I also know that in Islam, if you have certain responsibility that is taking your time, you can combine the prayer and pray it once, or after the last prayer, you combine it and pray it.
That's haram. That's haram. You pray 5 times a day, and each prayer has its own stipulated time.
Okay.
And you do Subhi prayer early in the morning before the sun up. Then the Zuhr prayer in the afternoon around 1. And then the Asr at 4, Maghrib at 5. So
let's look at that prayer around 1. Supposing we are to have this interview by 1 o'clock.
Yes.
And I'm here for 1 o'clock. Will you leave me here and go and pray?
Yes, definitely.
That is what you will do.
The question is, that is what you will do.
But I have met, you know, your fellow Muslim brothers that have also said they are permitted to attend to me, conduct the interview, and thereafter they pray.
But the problem is the merger of prayers before the working hours or after the working hours, as you said earlier, is the problem. Okay.
Then the question you
the
ask,
time is different.
should religion be relegated to the background in our government institution? And my answer is yes, because religion is a personal thing. Okay, it's not something we should bring to our government institutions. But then that doesn't mean that there shouldn't be a balance, in terms of inclusivity. Okay. Yes.
And if you were to be the president of Nigeria, would you ban prayers and services during the working hours?
Oh, definitely I will.
And do you think there will be no repercussion, no consequences?
What repercussion? I didn't stop you from praying, but I said during your office hour, don't pray.
That would amount to authoritarianism and fascism.
No, it will not.
And infringement of religious rights.
It will not.
And you sound too extreme.
I'm a pastor, for crying out loud.
Okay.
I'm a minister of the gospel. And I know what I'm telling you.
And do you think the Muslims
today, let me tell you, one of the crises we are facing in churches today, okay? This interview, we are not really talking about religion. But one of the crises we are facing in our churches today is people who believe that they just have to pray. God bless me with this. God give me a car. God give me a house. I believe in prayer, but I believe you should also work. Because my Bible tells me that God rewards diligent hands.
Okay.
You understand? God teach our hands to profit. Why not you think of business to go in? If you go to some places now, right now, as I'm speaking with you, there are people doing fasting and prayer 5 days, 7 days. They will spend the whole of the week in the church praying, that God doesn't throw manna from heaven any longer. Okay? Let's engage. Let's use the gift that God has given to us. Let's use the skill that we have learned. Okay? And then we trust God to bless every effort that we are doing.
Okay.
You are working here. Okay? You are utilizing the gift and the talent that God has given you to advance, to earn a salary for yourself. That way, your prayer should be God should, bring promotion your way, multiply whatever you are getting here, instead of, going to mocks and pray from
but that doesn't mean I should stop praying on time.
We are not saying that you should stop praying, but what we are saying that let your religious life not interfere with your productivity in the office.
Or on the flip side, let your work not interfere with your religion.
No, it's not your work. You swore an oath to be faithful to your work.
And religion first. Religion comes first.
Yes, religion comes first, but like I said, it's personal. It's between you and your Allah.
Okay, so let's move on.
Okay.
Muslim ticket. Why have you been so averse, so opposed to the idea of Muslim ticket? Is it because of the religiosity, the religiousness of it, or it's more political?
It's political. In 2023, before the emergence of Shettima, I was actually not in support of Muslim ticket, because I believe that in this country we should be able to bring a balance, because Nigeria has two dominant religions, which is Christianity and Islam. Okay, if the president is a Muslim, our practice in this country way back is you bring a Muslim to deputize him. So that way there will be inclusivity. That way there will be fairness to both the two dominant religion. And that has been the practice. It's more like a national covenant. But
Obasanjo and Atiku,
Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan,
Buhari and
Osibanjo.
Okay.
So
that's a balance.
Until 2023, when that was altered. But when we look at where the president is coming from, and again I give it to the South, who are predominantly Christians. Asiwaju being the candidate of our party came from a minority religion in the South. But again, they tolerated that and give him the opportunity to come and serve as the president. So I felt that the Muslim North also should have been tolerant, because we in the North here, we see ourselves as one irrespective of your religion. You know, in the days of the Sedaunas, okay, it was one North. Okay, whether you are from Benue, you are from Bauchi, you are from Taraba, you are from Adama, anywhere you come from, we see ourselves as Northerners. And that is who we are. The aspect of religious sentiment was not really whipped up at that time. So I feel for inclusivity and to respect this national covenant, it should be, you know, balanced.
So whose point was it?
So let me learn. So in 2023, we opposed it, but later when he emerged, we look at the political strategy to winning the 2023 election, and we realize that the Muslim ticket will deliver victory to the APC. We supported it. I came out to, you know, to address the press that we, the Christians in APC, are supporting the Muslim ticket, and I supported it. I went to my constituency, I addressed my people, I mobilized vote, I conscientized Nigeria. My contribution shaped the perception of a lot of Christians.
Why the U-turn?
You know,
why the U-turn? Why did you take the U-turn?
Why did I take the U-turn? Because I'm looking at, you know, adopting a different strategy in 2027.
Why you
the strategy that we adopt in 2027 is not going to work for us if we adopt it in 2027 because the dynamics have changed. Okay? The dynamics that have changed is that 2027 is not 2023. The emergence of, you know, of the opposition coalition ADC is going to pose a serious threat to, you know, the Muslim ticket in 2027, whether we like it or not. There are, you know, conversations going on out there that Obi and Atiku will align. I don't know if they are going to fly one ticket, but if they do, I am telling you that the Muslim ticket is going to be a very serious hard sale for us in the APC, especially in the North. Not only in the North, even in the South.
So Christians are going to vote for Peter Obi if he aligns with Atiku. So they're going to vote for Atiku Obi ticket, right? And that would be at the detriment of the APC.
Of course, it will be
a calculation.
That is why I'm saying that the APC and in our, you know, the Northern Ethnic Nationality, you know, forum, we advise in our press release the other day. We advise the president, you know, to rethink the Muslim ticket for strategic reasons of winning the 2027, you know, general election, putting into consideration the alliance, the coalition that has come together, you know, to fight him. You know, if going by, you know, what the political, you know, conversation that, you know, the APC already have about 8 million votes in their kitty, Obi 6 million, Atiku around Obi 5 million, Atiku, you know, put their votes together, we have, you know, about
around 15,
around 13 million against our 8 million votes. You know, so if going by that, you know, that it's anything to go by, then I can assure you that their coalition of ADC is going to pose a very serious threat for us, that we need to review our strategy in order for us to win the 2027 general election. And I think one of the strategies we must look at very seriously is the same faith ticket.
If you were to have a meeting with President Tinubu about this issue of presidential election and the candidacy in 2027, what would you tell him? Who would you ask him to choose as his running mate?
Well, to be honest, I don't really have any individual in mind for now, but I believe that the Christians in the North have people with competence and capacity to be able to fly the ticket, looking at people with the political clout, the acceptance in the North. You know, when I say North, I mean the entire North, the North Central, the Northeast, and the Northwest. Okay, we have Christians that have the reach, the political clout that can fly the ticket with him and cruise to victory. You know, so when we get there,
the region,
it doesn't really matter.
Northeast,
It doesn't really matter. I'm telling you that this thing is an issue of strategy. If we can sit down and look at our political strategy and we say that a Muslim ticket is the best, I will also support it. But as far as we have not looked at the strategy, and from my own point of view right now, I'm not seeing any better strategy that can, you know, displace the ADC or that can deliver victory to us with a Muslim ticket. Then is something that what, you know, are looking at and reconsider.
Some would say you sound emotional and sentimental when you oppose the Muslim ticket. After all, it worked in 2023, even though you dispute the fact that 2027 is not going to be as 2023 was. Don't you think, as Nigeria as it is, what worked some years back could work in some years to come?
Well, like I said, the dynamics have they are changing.
How would Nigerians believe that you are speaking based on facts, not based on sentiments and emotions?
Well, because look, let me tell you, you'll be surprised to hear this, but I've been talking with people, you know, even in the far north, who believe they were misled into voting for a Muslim ticket.
By who?
Because
who misled them?
Of course, you know that some of religious scholars, you know, sheikhs and imams, took it upon themselves as a project. You know, I don't know what they were telling them. Perhaps they are saying that this will advance Islam. You understand? But you see, and that is why we are saying that it's not really about religion, because whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, we go to the same market, we buy fuel from the same filling station, the economy is biting you, is biting me, you know, it's about, you know, delivering the dividend of democracy, delivering the, you know, the electioneering campaign promises to us. So what are we coming? There are a lot of persons that voted not because they were expecting any other thing, but because they were told it's a Muslim ticket. Those kind of people are full of regret now, saying that they cannot go with Muslim ticket. Have you not seen a video trending? You know, some of our boys, you know, our people in the north saying that they regret voting for a Muslim ticket because since the emergence of the Muslim ticket, their economic, you know, life has worsened than it was during the Muslim Christian ticket.
Is it because of the Muslim ticket? Is it because of the Muslim ticket, or because of an administration that has altered the economic landscape of the country?
Yes, it's not really, and that is why we need to go out as members of the APC, need to go out and conscientize Nigerians and talk to Nigerians. The president also needs to be talking to Nigerians, and I don't see him doing that. It's a very serious challenge. It's not really because of the Muslim ticket. And please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that it is the reason is the Muslim ticket, but a lot of persons, you know, that voted for the Muslim ticket thought that is in a way going to better their life. After all, you know, it's a Muslim. So for me, it is the economic policies that are not really working, and that is why we are going through the kind of challenges we are going through right now as a nation.
Yes, it has nothing to do with religion.
Yes.
Let me put this question to you. Let's assume that the president picks a northern Muslim. Would he have the support of the bloc of the northern Christians, in your opinion? Would you guys support him if he goes on with the Muslim ticket?
Yes, if he goes on with the Muslim ticket, and that's why I'm saying that there is need for us to review, you know, our winning strategy. if we look at it, like I told you, we supported the Muslim ticket in 2023 because politically it's a strategy, that we adopted in order for us to win the election.
It's a winning formula.
It's a winning formula, in 2023. In 2027, will it be a winning formula? It's a question that must be answered before I'll be able to give my commitment whether I will support it or not.
What if he convinced you? I'm using unlikely condition. What if he convinced you that it's going to be a winning formula? Would you guys support him?
Definitely, if we are convinced that, look, it's going to, deliver victory into our kitty as a political party, we don't have any choice.
Will you personally support him if he goes on with this?
I don't know why you are so personal about my support.
Because it means a lot, because you have a lot of people that listen to you when you talk.
Well, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. But for now, I am,
skeptical. You don't think you will support him?
I don't think, not.
So there's a possibility you will not support him.
I don't think the Muslim ticket will fly, because I'm afraid Atiku and Obi are forming a very serious bloc that will oppose us if we adopt the Muslim ticket.
So in 2027, we are going to see an Atiku and Obi presidency.
Well, I'm not saying that without finality.
Okay.
I'm only saying that these are the permutations.
Okay.
These are some of the options on the table. Except they adopt a different strategy.
Yeah.
See, let me tell you, the only thing that will help the coalition is that alliance.
Okay.
But anything outside the alliance, believe me, it's not going to work. If Obi
and
Atiku and any other person did not come together to form a coalition and have a ticket that they will all endorse, forget about the ADC.
Do you believe in the rumor that Tinubu is ditching Kashim Shettima?
Well, with the rumor I'm hearing I think yesterday there was a press statement that was released by the Kwankwaso himself, I think, or so, about his possible defection to the All Progressive Congress. And if you look at the value Kwankwaso is coming in with, then you know that there will be alignment and realignment if he comes to APC. And I like Kwankwaso because he's already speaking for his people. One of the conditions is given is that he wouldn't want a situation where he comes into the party and his followers, the Kwankwasia movement, the Red Cap movement that has been engendered, that has been grassrooted, are displaced. In the long run. You want to secure their interests before coming. And if we're looking at that grassroots value, given the fact that in his kitty, in his vote bank, he has over 1 million votes, then I must tell you that the possibility of displacing, Shettima is likely there, because the rumor also, and pick a Kwankwaso because he has more value to add to him
than Shettima.
What value is Shettima bringing to the table in terms of his voting strength?
So you are
from the
saying,
not
you're saying that Kashim Shettima is not a king in his own region?
Look, even in the north, look, we are looking.
Nobody knows him.
We are looking at the north right now.
Yeah, we are looking at it.
We are not looking at the north. As I speak with you right now, the north are a kind of paused as an opposition to the APC.
Okay.
You'll agree with me that the north right now is opposed to the APC. To a large extent, I see that as the failure of the vice president, who has not been able to have a grip on the north, which is his primary constituency. He has not been able to demonstrate leadership in the north by, coordinating, empowering, attracting projects to the north. Today we are looking at Lagos with, the other day there was this analysis in the media that put 18 states together. One project in Lagos, which is about 3.9 trillion, surpassed 18 states.
And this is
because most of the states are in the north. You cannot point at any, laudable project that is being cited in the north as I speak with you today. They are talking of, Sokoto Badagry, that's Sokoto Lagos, is it superhighway they also call it? Superhighway. And you don't even know the cost. So I don't know the cost of that project. Okay. But you can see Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway is costing almost 15 trillion naira. So what I'm saying is that Kashim Shettima has not been able to demonstrate leadership in the north.
What if he has not been allowed to do that? A lot of people are saying it's sidelined.
It's a different thing. Then
it is the president that is
if he was being sidelined and is demonstrating leadership in the north, it is people like me that will come out and fight for him.
So why are you not
people like you? I'm not fighting for him because he has not been able to demonstrate that leadership. He has not been able to demonstrate that leadership for the primary constituency that he.
Some would say because he was not your favorite pick. That's why you are not helping.
Look, I told you in 2023 I supported him.
After some conviction.
After I was convinced that with him we will win the 2023 presidential election, I supported him. I work for him. I have met him. One-on-one.
But now you're saying he's not demonstrating the kind of leadership.
He's not demonstrating the kind of leadership.
And therefore he should.
Look, let me tell you, he doesn't have a northern appeal.
And he should
like Kwankwaso have. Like Kwankwaso have.
Yes or no?
Kwankwaso have a northern appeal. Look, he has served out his term. And the onus is on the president to pick who deputize him in 2027. So the likelihood of replacing him, the onus lies with the president.
Okay.
And what we are saying is that if the onus lies with the president, I have two things that I have said. Number one is reconsider the Muslim ticket. But if you are going with a Muslim ticket, then look at the Northwest, because that is where the bulk of the vote comes from.
We're going on a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues. You're watching The Pop Show with me, Omar Isa Dandago, and my guest today is Dominic Alancha, and we've been speaking a lot about a Muslim ticket and his opposition towards it. When we come back, the conversation continues.
Take a seat on the Political Advantage platform for real conversations about Nigeria by Nigerians. Follow our live stream across these channels and learn how it all affects you. Every Sunday, you have a chance to stay ahead by staying engaged and informed. Tune in to the Political Advantage platform to share in real conversations that matter to you.
Welcome back. This is The Pop Show, and my guest tonight is Reverend Dominic Alancha. He's a public affairs analyst and a chieftain from the ruling APC. Thank you so much indeed for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I remember you can watch the program and our subsequent and previous episodes on our YouTube channel. It is at Pop Show NG. Let's now talk about the issue of economy before we talk about national security. A lot of people have been much poorer than they were a couple of years ago under Tinubu. There's a lot of poverty, inflation, and so on and so forth. Do you agree? Do you believe in the blueprint, the economic blueprint and agenda and policies of this administration?
Well, whether I believe on the economic policies of this administration is a different thing. I would say that to some extent, I believe in it. That these are the right, policies to implement in order to advance our economy. But whether the policy is working or we are, the implementation is the right strategy, adopt to implementing the policy is a different question. One of the policies of Mr. President that occasion what we are going through today, the economic hardship, the people are going through, is the removal of subsidy. The very day he came on board, he announced a complete, total removal of the subsidy.
Okay.
And immediately that was done, our livelihood, our lifestyle, everything, the cost of living, are jacked up. So I believe that there was a mistake in that, announcement, that he should have taken his time to look at, the policy, and then the removal should have been a gradual process, where, we look at a short time, mid-time, and a long time. When we structure the removal into short term, mid-term, and long term, we'll be able to put the necessary palliatives that will cushion the effect of the removal. But a sudden removal of the policy was not really the right way of going about implementing, the subsidy removal. And today Nigerians are crying because, in this country, anything that goes up never comes down. Anything that goes up.
And the president doesn't seem to listen to the grievances, the cries of the people.
Well, if you say that the president doesn't seem to listen, what I will say is that the president has found himself in a very, very, he has found himself at a crossroad. Because listening to the people, is it to go back and remove the subsidy, or to do what? Removing the subsidy will not be an easy thing. But what I think the president ought to do is to put up certain palliatives in place to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal. Look at the area of transportation. The CNG buses that was agreed to be deployed across state, apart from Abuja, is there any other place you are seeing? Maybe Abuja and Lagos. I don't know if it's in Port Harcourt. I don't know if it's in Kano. So I don't know if it's in any of our major cities. But in even in Abuja here, how many CNG buses are plying our road? For example, Marabanyanya, Kubwa, AYA, Gwagwalada, Abaji, and the rest of them.
So are you saying that the president has got it wrong?
Well, for the immediate removal of the subsidy, the complete removal of the subsidy was a wrong step, to have taken. For a president that is coming with a renewed hope message, where we were coming from a very hopeless situation, and you have given us hope, you want to renew that hope. I believe it should have been a gradual removal of the subsidy. But like I said, going back to, bringing back the subsidy is not the solution. But looking at some of, the social interventions, the Empower project of President Muhammadu Buhari went a long way in cushioning, the effect of, some of the government policies during the time of Buhari. Look at our agriculture today. It's going down. And when Buhari came, he came with the message of diversification of our economy, where, non-oil economy was booming. Our solid mineral, our agriculture, we are contributing immensely to our GDP. But today, look at our agriculture. I don't know if our agriculture is doing better than it was doing during the time of Buhari.
And all these problems should be blamed on Tinubu and his policies.
Well, like I said, the policies, didn't really. I believe, and again,
you're trying to be cautious.
No, I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a way, because, to be honest, you can't blame the president 100% for this.
Well, a lot of people blame
I blame
100%.
Yes.
Why
no, I'm not. Look, let me tell you.
Is it because you're part of the
when
party?
I am a farmer, when it comes to agriculture, I commend President Muhammadu Buhari, because Buhari encouraged most of us to go into farming when he came.
Okay.
Even though we were not given, palliatives, to go into farming, but the little resources within our disposal, we invested in farming, and it worked out.
So now, why can't you all out criticize Tinubu for not carrying out, for not picking it up from where Buhari left off?
Well, you see, during the time of Buhari, he had some ministers that actually did well. Most of the ministers today around President Muhammadu Buhari, they don't have the capacity. Around Tinubu, sorry. They do not have the capacity, to be ministers.
Okay.
And that is why in our press release, the Northern Ethnic Nationality Forum, we called on the president to reshuffle his cabinet. Because going into 2027, with this caliber of ministers I'm seeing around the president, they are not going to add any value to him. Because in terms of governance, they are zero. In terms of, political clout, they don't have any touch with the grassroots. Most of them don't even have voters card.
Most of the ministers?
I'm telling you, let them.
This is a serious accusation.
Look, let me tell you. Let me
ministers don't have voters card.
Most of these ministers,
you have evidence.
Most of these ministers buy their way into the positions they are occupying today.
How?
Yes.
How?
You know the how.
No, I don't know the how.
Because they did not emerge as a result of their political contribution to the party. They didn't emerge on account of their merits.
So they gave money?
Some of them.
The appointment?
Yes.
Who would they bribe? The president is one of the millionaires.
I'm not saying the president, but I'm saying minders of the president, the people around the president, the corruption issues, the accusation of, those people collecting money to schedule people for appointment, to give people appointment, those periods. It's not me that you will hear that the king died.
Did you ever appointment to meet the president? And because you did not give something, they did not.
No. I've never had the opportunity of, I didn't even request to see the president. But if there is need for me to do that, under the Northern Ethnic Nationality Forum, we are going to seek to speak with the president so that we will advise him. But what we are saying
to pay before you see him.
No. Look, let me tell you what I am saying. The people around the president, as ministers today, most of them do not have the capacity. Most of them do not merit the position they are occupying today on the basis of their competence or political contribution. Some of them are not even members of our party.
Like who and who?
Like Bosun was the Minister of Communication. Was he a member of APC?
Okay.
He wasn't a member of APC. And he was busy about insulting Tinubu, insulting the APC, but at the end of the day, he was rewarded with a ministerial position.
Say Wike is still PDP, but
Wike again is one of his ministers that is PDP. What really did he do that will, earn him this, position
it's a government
of FCT minister?
It's a government that prides himself
on
inclusivity.
Yes, it's a government that prides itself on inclusivity, not at the detriment of your members. Okay.
So
when we talk of inclusivity,
there are internal grievances. Now,
of course, there is internal grievances, and they know it.
People like you have been sidelined.
Most of us in the APC have been sidelined.
And now and that's why you are saying Tinubu's government is one of the most corrupt governments in the history of Nigeria.
I didn't say it's the most corrupt government because I have not sat down to do the analysis.
But
corruption exists.
The
idea that corruption has been exterminated in Nigeria is not true.
But you said
the president said it in Brazil, but I made bold to say that is not true.
Okay.
There is corruption in fact, what is happening is garrison, nothing.
What does that mean?
Garrison looting. Of course, you know what a garrison is in the military.
Okay. I don't know.
Maybe
what does that mean?
Garrison means maybe a group of 100 people can form a garrison.
Okay, I understand. So you're saying that this government is like a cult? It's acting like a cult?
Of course,
they are controlled by one person.
But you can look. But see, let me tell you. You see, the idea. No, I'm not shying away. Okay. I'm the one that said it, that is a garrison government. And what is happening is garrison looting. Okay? There are people in this administration today. Okay, have you ever taken your time to ask certain questions about our budget? Okay. The 2024 budget, is running till December. But as I speak with you, what is happening in government institutions, with regards to, award of contracts and stuff like that, is called selective bidding. They call it selective bidding. They don't go through the normal process of procurement. They don't go through the normal process of procurement. They do what they call selective bidding. They don't advertise it.
Okay. And so
they just invite one or two. If they are interested in your company, they will give you the hint that we want your company to submit for this job. They'll bring like 10 companies, and then they'll approve yours, and then award the contract.
You are hinting that this government is nepotistic in nature.
Well, I'm not the one that say. Nigerians are saying it, because if you look at the appointment of Mr. President, for crying out loud, it doesn't reflect, there is no national appeal to it.
So people.
I'm not talking only of the minister. I'm not looking at.
Now you're looking at the president.
I'm not talking only of the ministerial appointment. That one is constitutional. Okay. But I'm looking at both the ministerial appointment, because some of the agencies and parastatals of government.
That's it.
Where, I'm not an ethnic bigot, but dominantly are from the Yoruba speaking axis. And if you go to even the Yoruba, which is the Northwest, they'll tell you that the people, that are benefiting are Lagos people.
We thought it was a rumor that this government is dominating.
Oh, you have heard the rumor. You have the rumor. So that's you are hearing the same thing I'm hearing.
No, you're trying to authenticate that rumor. You're trying to say that it's true. This is what is happening.
No, but it's true now. You can see. Let's look at the list of those that have been appointed into government agencies and parastatals. Who are those that are occupying it?
So if this were to be true,
and you see, like I said, it's not even about these people are occupying it. Supposing they are delivering on the mandate of those agencies, it would have been a different thing.
Okay. And you would have supported it.
I would have, because Nigerians wouldn't have care first. National interest first. Nigerians wouldn't have care where you come from, whether you are Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba. As far as you occupying that position is bettering their economic situation, advancing their life, is leading to a better lifestyle for them, they will support it.
Should Tinubu continue to be the president of Nigeria?
Well, should he continue to be the president of Nigeria, which, he will be asking Nigerians to renew that mandate for him in 2027, then I will advocate for some certain, change of policies, and then especially with regards to investing in our people.
Do you have hope that he's going to be the president that you would want him to be?
Well, if you say that, that hope have been there, and that is why we supported Asiwaju, because most of us advocated and supported him because of his track record in Lagos.
But he now seems to have disappointed you.
Not really. Yeah, somehow I am disappointed.
And will you still continue supporting somebody who has disappointed you?
Well, they said to hear is human and to forgive is divine. If he's ready to change and the position of power from people that have occupied it, they said it's not quite an easy thing. You may have a plan, but when you get there, what you see is different. And that is why I was of the opinion that he should have taken his time, open the books, look at the books before the subsidy removal.
Do you think there is someone behind the door who's controlling Tinubu? Or he's the only person controlling himself and that he may not change?
Most of the friends around Tinubu have said that he has a posture of know-it-all. So I don't think that kind of person is going to be controlled by anybody.
So perhaps he may not change.
Perhaps he knows what he's doing.
Which means he may not change.
What he's doing,
what
he's doing is the best policy that will advance our economy. But he needs to begin to listen to Nigerians. These policies, are they really working?
Now you
if they are not really
doesn't listen.
No,
he doesn't listen.
Saying, what I am saying, listen, understand me. What I am saying, to him, the policies he has introduced are the best. Okay? But to Nigerians, they are not the best. And there are times when you take certain decisions, you need to sit down and then regurgitate, whether this decision, is it really going well? There must be period of review and, internalizing certain decisions with a view to, getting it right.
We have a few minutes to go, and I want to pick your brains on this issue of national security. A report recently by Daily Trust indicated that 55 worshippers were recently massacred in the Northwest. This shocking news came on the same day that Katsina State announced a peace deal with bandits. Has your government lost the war against banditry, especially in the North?
Honestly speaking, the president, again, I would say, is at a crossroad. And for me, and our position as the Northern Ethnic Nationality Forum is that there is need for him to relieve the service chief of their position because they have failed. If you look at, the 2024 budget, which is around 3.something trillion, amounting to 12.25% of the total budget. In 2025, it's around 4.9 trillion, almost 5 trillion, amounting to 25% of
the total budget.
So these people
went straight to security?
Yes, that's defense.
Defense,
The budgetary allocation for defense. In 2024 and 2023, they cannot tell me that the resources to prosecute the fight against insecurity in this country is not available. But despite this humongous amount of money being budgeted, for defense, we keep experiencing this kind of failure. It could be It could be that the service chiefs do not have the competence and the capacity to deal with the security situation in this country. And when it comes to security, you need expert and technocrat in that field to handle it. So I think the president, because the buck ends on his table, because each and every one of us, if we cannot sleep with our eyes closed in our houses, we will blame the president. He needs to use his, a sledgehammer now in dealing with this, insecurity of a thing.
You said he should relieve the service chiefs.
Absolutely.
Of their
They have failed.
They have failed.
They have failed. Look, Nigerians, one of the primary responsibility of government is the welfare and the security of lives and property of citizens. And we have no reason to lose one person. Look at what happened in my state recently. And a lot of things is still happening there. Perhaps it's not been in the media. Look at what happened.
I have a question about your state.
Yes.
Talk us through what has happened recently in your state. And you said it perhaps has not been captured.
No, the massacre of over 200 persons, that, overnight.
Happened in July.
In Yelwata, and then
And still,
what has been happening in the northern
none
part.
of the perpetrators has
None of the
identified?
perpetrators, we heard that some of them has been arrested, about 3 or 4 of them has been arrested, but, since then we had nothing about it again. Look at what is happening in Zamfara Katsina, okay? Where worshippers are in the mosque, worshipping their God, and they went and slaughtered them and killed them. Look at, for crying out loud, even if you are adopting a non-kinetic approach in dealing with this, not to the extent of, bringing bandits with arms and ammunition around them to be negotiating with them.
So you are against the idea of negotiating with the bandits?
El-Rufai said the only repented Boko Haram is the dead person, is the dead one.
Okay. So we should use
I
force
believe it.
in dealing with them?
Well,
what you say?
if the security agencies are doing the needful, the Nigerian army have the capacity to exterminate banditry, kidnapping, all forms of terrorism in this country. I believe in them.
And where is that money? Where are those trillions of naira?
That is the question that I want you as a media person to begin to ask, our security agencies.
Do you think the money trickles down to the operatives that are on the ground?
I am not a member of the Nigerian security agencies, so I don't know. But we are not seeing the desired result that we expect, given the humongous amount of money that was budgeted, for defense, which encapsulate the entire security agencies. We are not seeing it.
In whose interest do you think Nigeria is still unstable in terms of peace?
It's still unstable in terms of peace in the interest of the ruling elite. That is just the truth.
Ruling elites.
In Edo, during the MBA conference,
okay,
Mike Ezokoma sounded it very loud that national security is about the protection of the ruling elite.
Oh.
It's not about the common man. That's what the impression he tried to create on that day. So when you ask me, this crisis, in whose interest, the insecurity, in whose interest, I will tell you it is in the interest of the ruling elite, because they have the capacity to terminate it, to extinct, banditry, kidnapping, all forms of corruption. Recently, another thing that is, in the surge is armed robbery.
Okay.
And when they are coming, they come in drones, 50 and above, into communities. This is very unfortunate. The president needs to use his sledgehammer in dealing, with the service chiefs,
okay,
so that they will be result oriented. Most of our service chiefs are not always result oriented. Let's review their performance. Periodically, if they are not performing, you bring in, there are able people in the military that have the capacity, to deliver results in terms of security. And there can be meaningful development in any nation without, peace and security. You cannot attract foreign investment.
Yeah.
If your country is unstable in terms of security.
And with all the pictures that you have painted, you're saying that this government has failed in terms of security?
Well, for me, in terms of security, we have not done any better. And we need to do better.
Can you accept failure?
I won't accept the word failure, okay, because there are emerging challenges. Security issues are emerging challenges. Okay. And that is why I'm saying that you need people with competence and capacity.
And they're not.
You need people that, that thinks proactively, okay, and not reactionary.
Okay.
to addressing security situation.
And you said they're not there.
They are not there.
And the president seems not ready to fix this problem.
The president doesn't seem, if he's ready, by now he should have relieved them and bring in new people on board that will do the job.
And so Nigerians should look for voting for another person in 2027. Yes or no?
Well, until, in 2027, the campaign has not started. Okay. We will look at the candidates and we will see who has a better, deal for Nigerians in terms of security, in terms of welfare, in terms of economy, in terms of employment, and so many governance issues. Then we'll be able to arrive at a decision at that time.
Can you look your people in the eye and tell them they should vote for Tinubu in 2027?
If I will look my people in the eye? Look, in 2027, like I always tell people that are close to me and Nigerians, whenever I have opportunity, especially on platforms like this, is that I look forward to the APC, presenting our scorecard in 2027. In 2027, we'll be looking at the scorecard. And what will be the scorecard? Where we were in 2023, especially under, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and where we were in 2023 and where we are in 2027. Okay. We'll tell Nigerians whether to renew the mandate or not.
If you were to speak one-on-one with the president, what would you tell him to do differently in terms of fixing the security situation in Nigeria?
Well, for me, I think that, like I said, one of the things I'll tell him to do is to bring in, people with the competence and capacity in terms of, proactive people, on board. And then I'll demand for a state of emergency on the security, especially in the north. This will avail opportunity of deploying resources, marshalling ideas, having a single building synergy among all the security agencies in addressing, these challenges that have taken our livelihood from us in the north. Okay. These two things are very key. Declare a state of emergency first, relieve the service chief of their duty, declare a state of emergency on insecurity in the north, and it will give people you the opportunity of marshalling ideas, interagency synergy and stuff like that in dealing with the security.
Well, Dominic Alancha, thank you so very much indeed for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you have enjoyed every single second.
Oh, I do. Thank you very much. I look forward to coming on board again.
All right. Thank you so much indeed, Dominic Alancha, Reverend Dominic Alancha, one of the chieftain of the APC. We really are glad to have hosted you. Well, Dominic Alancha has given us a lot to think about, from the future of the APC and Nigeria's political balance to the choices that will shape 2027 and beyond. Whether you agree or disagree with him, one thing is pretty much clear. The road to Nigeria's next election is already paved today. A big thank you to my guest, Dominic Alancha, for sharing his insights and thoughts, and to you, our viewers and listeners, for watching and listening. Don't just watch politics happen. Engage, question, and stay informed, because the Nigeria we all want tomorrow depends on the choices we make today. I'm Umar Isa Dandugo, and this has been The Pub Show. Good night.